Okay, here's a question. How are you getting everything done? Because I'm struggling.
You're watching out for Daddy. Hey, that's my dad!
Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Aphrodaddy. Now, for the last few months and actually years, I have struggled to consistently get Aphrodaddy content like this out to the good people of the world for so many reasons. But I think the number one reason is that this isn't the only thing I do, obviously, and this is very low on the priority list of things that actually have to get done. Now, do I love doing this? Yes, I love making videos, I love talking to you guys, I love making content, but life can't just be about talking to a video camera, unless you're very, very good or very, very lucky. Now, I regularly have to make lists of things I have to get done on any particular day, but what really interests me is the fact that all of those tasks come from very different parts of my life. So there's just the standard family stuff like getting groceries, tidying up the house, doing the school run, making sure that homework and prep is kind of done, and then making supper and making sure the whole evening routine is carried out correctly. And yes, I'm incredibly lucky that I have a partner in my wife Julie who does as much and often a lot more than I do when it comes to the family stuff. So a lot of that pressure is taken off my shoulders. But there's a lot of other stuff going on, like my postgraduate diploma that I'm currently studying for, or the fact that I also have a full-time job. And by the way, both of those things I'm very lucky and privileged to have, and I really enjoy both the studying and my particular job that I do, so I'm not complaining about any of those things. And of course, there's the social aspect of life. You know, I have friends and family who I'd like to keep as friends and family, so they require time and input and emotional and physical energy. And again, I want to do all those things because I like these people and I like hanging around with them. It is a lot of fun and makes my life fuller. But it still takes time and energy to do. And then there's my own physical and mental health, which takes a lot of time and energy. And I must say, on the mental health stuff, I'm doing okay. Doing pretty well, in fact. On the physical health stuff, could do a lot better. And then on top of all of that, I'm trying to improve the conversations we have about fatherhood through this platform. I'm trying to keep the Have You Asked Your Dad podcast going, and just all the other things that come with life, like taxes and admin and all that jazz. And of course, throw into that whole disgusting mix of stuff, the fact that I have ADHD and you have a recipe for disaster. Now, there are going to be a lot of people watching this and going, yeah, I have to do all of that, and I'm a single parent, so I do all of that by myself. Or, Terrence, I do all of that, and I live in a city far away from any family support, so what are you complaining about, dude? And that's a fair call, because for me personally, I would probably not be able to get most of the things done that I have to get done without having family support in the forms of aunts and uncles and grandparents, and of course my wonderful wife Julie, or friends support to encourage me and keep me going, and even great support from my colleagues to make sure that my work gets done and that I have space to study when I need to. I wouldn't be able to do any of those things without support from a bunch of people around me. So if you are missing some of those aspects, it can make all of this even harder than it already is. The fact is though, even with all of that support, my life is really hectic and there are a lot of things going on at any one time. And I found that the only way I can really cope with that, with my ADHD and with everything going on, is to just focus on the one thing that's in front of me right now. I can't be thinking too far ahead, I can't be making too many plans, and I really have to put all my time and energy into right now, into this thing that I'm doing. And I have to make sure that I know that whatever I'm doing right now feels worthwhile and is worth the time, otherwise it's very hard to be motivated. Like, making this video right now feels like it's worth the time I'm taking to shoot it and edit it and to like put it onto the social media platforms. It feels like it's worth my time, which means that I'm very excited to do it. Now, for most people, that kind of life would feel very messy and anxiety inducing, and I've got to tell you, for me, it is both of those things. It just is. But right now, there's no other way to do it that actually works for me. And so I've had to learn to just be okay with the messiness and the craziness and the never quite knowing if you're going to get to the end of the day having ticked off all the tasks that you have given yourself for that day. Does it make me the most productive person in the world? No. But it does mean that I don't have unrealistic expectations of myself, because there's no way that in this kind of life I'm going to be the peak version of what I can be. And frankly, just getting anything done with kids and work and studying and life is pretty amazing in and of itself, and that deserves a pat on the back. So if you're managing to do that, if you're managing to just keep your head above water at the end of any given day, that's impressive. Give yourself a pat on the back. But I'd also like to know how you cope with all of the things. Do you have a special strategy? Do you have plans that you work on? Or are you just like me and kind of perpetually tired? Let me know. Send me a DM wherever you're watching this, or send it to aphrodaddyct@gmail.com. But for now, I will check you soon. Aphrodaddy out.
You're watching Aphrodaddy. Hey, that's my dad!